New Black Wall Street Book Club. Evan Jefferson, brother, much love. Educating, elevating, because in knowledge is the power and we'll never give it up. Literature's for the masses. Where to put your money down and how to watch your assets. Yeah, uplifting others is a passion. My brother Evan, he will turn it into action. New Black Wall Street Book Club. You should come read with us. Yeah, we comprehend and discuss. Yeah, we all just come together. There's no limit for us. Here comes your host, New Black Wall Street. Evan, take it away. New Black Wall Street Book Club.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thanks so much for tuning in, my beautiful people. This is ERGJ, your certified financial educator, founder of New Black Wall Street. And the New Black Wall Street is back. New Black Wall Street Book Club is back. Day number 4, going through Dangote's 10 Commandments on money. In case you don't know who Dangote is, he just happens to be the richest black man in the world. And he's written a book that we can extract wisdom from. If you're representing us with us here today, go ahead and put in the comments below wisdom. I see you, Wanda. Thanks so much for tuning in. You are just loyal. You just show Mrs. Consistency. That's what I want to call you, Miss Wanda. You are Mrs. Consistency as well. Roderick, thanks so much for tuning in with us this morning. If you are tuning in, just want to know that you're here. Good morning. Go ahead and say good morning. It's a terrific Thursday. It's a good day to be alive, black folk. We got some things we got to go out and do. We got to go conquer the world. We got to seize the day. And we're going to learn a little bit this morning. Before we move on with our day, we're going to extract some wisdom from the richest black man in the world. Now, in case you don't know, I did write a book, including him. It's called The Black Billionaires Club. It's the book where we talk about the 12 black billionaires in the world today. And out of 2,043 billionaires, only 12 of them are black. So I think it might be important that we study these black folk. Now, at the end of the day, guys, if you want to be wealthy, if you want to be Henry, Mr. Doris, oh my goodness, we got to catch up, brother. If you want to be wealthy, I believe you should study wealthy people. Everybody put in the comments below, study. Wealth is a study, right? You study it first, and you must be wealthy in your mind long before you're wealthy in your wallet. And too many of us are actually trying to go and be wealthy in our wallets, but we have not filled our mind. And here's a principle I want you to take away today. Just basically says this. It says that if you empty your wallet to fill your mind, then later you can empty your mind to fill your wallet. I'll repeat that again. If you empty your wallet to fill your mind, then later you can empty your mind to fill your wallet. Education, financial literacy, knowledge is an asset. And I would say an investment that can pay huge returns if you invest in yourself. Well, if you want to get the book, Black Billionaires Club, just go over to www.theblackbillionairesclub.com. We are currently almost into print. We're in our final edit and ready to print probably Monday. And we are on schedule. I wanted to have it out before by Independence Day. I'm really shooting for Father's Day. I think it's going to be a great Father's Day present. I'm hoping I can get it out that soon. We're almost ready for print, so I'm super excited about that. Now, if you do order the book in advance of Father's Day, you're going to go ahead and get a free $99 course, which is how to stock market class for kids. Stock market class for kids. And so if you want to learn how Warren Buffett, the 4th richest man in the world, started when he was 11 years old. Well, you know, he knew, his parents knew something. He knew that they could start early, and we can teach our children early what we learn late, and some of us have still yet to learn. So we want to make sure we put our kids in a position of wealth. We want to get them started on an early stage and begin to have compound interest work in their favor from whatever year that you can start them as early as 1 year old, people. This is how early you can start. As soon as they get a Social Security number, you get them started. Okay, but we need to learn this stuff. It's not that we don't have access to it. We don't have the knowledge. And that's the knowledge that we need to get up. And there's no doubt I will act now. There's our day to catch up. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So if you want to follow me, guys, you can follow me at www.ergj.net. Also on Facebook page, www.facebook.com, ERGJ Enterprises, ERGJ Ent. And then we also do have, that's our service side. We got our product side. We're bringing African imported Black-owned products to your doorstep, like this dashiki that I have on. Just follow us at ERGJ Black Bazaar. What I like for you to do, though, is at the end of this time together, I believe that money is the exchange of value for value. So if I'm giving value today by going through the book club and hopefully imparting some wisdom unto you through the words of the richest black men in the world, well, I'd like for you to exchange some words as well in the form of a review on one of my business pages. Now, I think that's fair. I think that's a good exchange. Everybody put in comments below exchange. And here's the deal, black folk. We got to learn how to exchange. Free, to me, is a cuss word. We have to get to the point where we stop looking for a hand out and just get a hand up. Sometimes I just need a hand up. Tell me something I don't know that can help me go get out of my own way. Free is a cuss word. And because many of us are hoping, wishing, praying that someone else is going to do something for us, that which we can do for ourselves, we cuss ourselves out. And I'm hoping that we'll begin to understand the law of reciprocity, and that is in the exchange. Well, guys, we got a couple things available for you. We got the book jewelry that we have going on. So in case you see what we got here, we do have the African Pride bookmark. This is a custom bookmark for our book club. You can get the African Pride with red, green, and black beads with your Africa continent on the other end, and then your arc symbol on the other end. And then we also do have the matching jewelry, which is your African Pride bracelet. So you do have your red, black, and green beads as well, RBG, with your Africa symbol as well. You can get this the bracelet for 15. You can get the bookmark for 10. You can get both for 25. Whatever you decide, go ahead and pick up the African Pride collection, because I know you're a reader, and readers are leaders. And the more that you learn, the more that you earn. This is the reason why we got the New Black Wall Street Book Club, and we're going through Dangote's 10 Commandments of money. Well, where we left off at yesterday, guys, we were talking about, we started with the principle or law number one, which was you wanted to get into a business for which you have a passion. Commandment number 2 that he told us was you wanted to start small. And now we're in a part 2 of commandment number 3, which is sell cheap, give quality, but don't kill the competition. So I hope you're ready. You're ready. You're ready. You're ready to take notes, and you're ready to extract some wisdom from the richest black man in the world. So let's pick up where we left off at. He says, let me just go back a little bit. He said, what you should know is that customers all over the world behave the same way. They share similar characteristics. They are skeptical, loyal, sensitive, and stubborn. Go ahead and put that in the comments below. These are your customers' characteristics: skeptical, loyal, sensitive, and stubborn. Skeptical, loyal, sensitive, and stubborn. By skeptical, I mean that they are always reluctant in accepting a new product or a new idea. If a new product comes into the market, they don't welcome it with open arms. They will be behaving as if the product is lethal, and each would be waiting for who would buy first so that others would use that person as their guinea pig. But once they make up their mind to accept the product, they will become very loyal. So you got to understand the process or the buying process of your customers. By this, I mean the type of loyalty you see in the military. They will take your product as their product. They will fight for you. They will defend for you. They may even be ready to die for you as long as you are keeping your own side of the bargain, which is giving them quality products at competitive rates. However, as they are loyal to you, never take their loyalty for granted, because they are also very sensitive. They're looking at you as if you try to take them for. They are looking at you, and if you try to take them for fools, maybe by reducing the quality of your product or affecting arbitrary increases in the price of your product, they will abandon you. And once they do that, bringing them back often becomes impossible. This is why I said they are stubborn too. Therefore, making an inroad into the market is not only by selling cheap and making your product available at all times. You also have to give quality product and sustain it. Again, the price of your product should be relatively stable. Whatever change you intend to make, you should not only intimate your customers, you should also carry them along. It is a fact that some producers don't carry their customers along when they want to do some changes in their products, like in the area of price increasement. Before you increase the price of your product, you have to give your customers some time to adjust to the new price, possibly 2 or 3 months notice. But some producers don't give respect to their customers. Everybody click in the comments below, respect your customer. Respect your customer. They pay lip service to the fact that the customer is king. A customer would buy a product in the evening, and when he goes to buy it again the following morning, he wouldn't be told that the price is increased. Imagine such embarrassment, and they would still tell you the customer is king. How can a customer be king while you're not treating him or her with respect? And all these I have discussed with you. We have excelled, and that is why we are today #1 in most areas in which we operate. It is obvious that we did not start as #1. There are some where we were mere challengers, but it is these things that I've discussed with you that brought us to where we are today. The table phone in the dining began to beat, but instead of picking up, he stood up, carried his laptop, and began to head outside. I picked up my canvas bag and ran after him. The engine of his car was already running when we got there. His aide greeted and opened the door. We entered the back seat. Driver, who had already been briefed of the movement, engaged the gear lever, began to drive towards the airport, where we busied ourselves with the dailies. All the papers were the same as always. A lot of bad news and a few good ones. In short, if you want something that would be killing your appetite every morning, tell your wards to be keeping copies of Nigerians' dailies beside your bed every morning, so that they will be the first thing you will see when you wake up. If you are the emotional type, within a short time, you will fall into depression. However, this stage of development is not peculiar to Nigeria. When they were at our present stage of development, Britons, who are today regarded as the most civilized people in the world, were cruder and barbaric to the extent that they were even cannibalistic. But today they are behaving as if they are the saints of the world, just as if they are the models of righteousness and uprightness. Therefore, as they were able to grow out of their barbaric and cannibalistic state, Nigeria will also grow out of our present state. All we need is the political will be doing the right thing, whether somebody is taking note of our actions or not. Do the right thing, whether someone is taking note of your actions or not. Do the right thing. All we need is enough black folk to do the right thing, whether someone is taking note of your actions or not. Don't just do the right thing when the cameras are on. And what are some of the right things we're talking about? I mean, think about it. When Facebook goes off, when the lights are dim, when you're to yourself at your house, are you still doing the right thing? Do you still get up and read when no one else is watching? Do you still get up and plan when no one else is watching? Do you still get up and execute when no one else is watching? Or do you only wait to do something when you know eyes are on you? Do you only wait to perform, but yet you don't practice, but you show up to perform? And you wonder why you're not getting a standing ovation. Because you only show up to perform and you care nothing about practice. Sometimes I wonder the kind of love for one's country that the founding fathers of America built into their descendants, that even their criminals love and are ready to die for their country. One day in Chicago, Illinois, a youth was arrested and locked up for being in the possession of hard drugs. As he was being dragged to court in handcuffs, he was shouting, "God bless America, God bless America." Somebody who was arrested by the state and was being taken to court to be jailed was asking God to bless the state. As I marveled at the scene, my mind ran to the 9/11 terrorist attack, where it was reported that some Americans who were in the plane that was directed to crash into the White House fought with the terrorists to divert the course of the plane. I wonder how many Nigerians would fight to divert a plane that is directed to crash into Aso Rock. I pray that God will give our leaders the leadership quality that would inspire us to love Nigeria the way Americans love America. The 7 days that we spent in the Middle East was like 7 years to me. After the 3 lessons, I was ready to go into action. Everybody put the comments below, action. I could see myself in my mind's eye moving around the factory, giving instructions and making sure that my products were manufactured with the highest possible standards. Now, I could also see myself going into the store to make sure that there are enough raw materials so that there will be availability of my products at all times. My balance sheet was also looking very robust. Now, what I want you to pay attention to right here is what he's talking about. He's ready to go into action. Now, the richest black man in the world has said unto him after commandment number 2, you need to be ready to start something. In other words, I'm not going to continue to pour my wisdom and to train you if after the 2nd lesson, you're not ready to go. Why? Because I value my time too much and I want to pour into people who are ready to make some change. That's the same way the ERGJ is. Because I don't want to waste my time on people who are not ready to move. We got too much to do. We got too many results to attain. We got too much to build. So if you're not ready to rock and roll and change your life after the 2nd conversation, I'm not the teacher for you. Because you just want to have conversation. You want to talk about your problems. You don't want to fix them. This is why I tell you that I fix broke. Because I deal with people who ready to fix their own problems. Now, where he is right now, he said, I am ready to take action. I'm ready to take action. I'm ready to do something. I know what I want to do, and I know where I want to go now. So now what he's doing is he is doing what I like the most in life. It's called imagine. Everybody put in the comments below, imagine. What he is doing right now is he is putting faith into action with his imagination. He's saying, I can see where I'm going to be. I can see the products rolling off the shelf. I can see how much it's going to cost. I can see my profits rolling in. I can see my bank account rising. Here's my question to you, black folk, as we are in the day number 4. What do you imagine? See, at this point, you should be broadcasting forward your imagination for whatever it is that you want to build. But can you see it? Faith is the evidence of things unseen. Can you see it? See, one of our issues that I see is that too many people don't believe it until they see it. But it's the people that make change in this world, the people who are actually going to change the community, the people who are actually going to spark a revolution, are the people who can see it to believe it. You see, believing it when you see it is the waiting game. Wait, procrastinate. Because you're waiting to believe it when you see it. That's not action. And that's not faith. That's reality. But the people of faith who walk by faith and not by sight are people who can see it to believe it. You say you see it into reality. So what is it that you imagine for yourself, for whatever direction you're going in life? What is it that you imagine? This is how you begin to walk by faith and not by sight. Too many black folk are trying to walk by sight and claiming that they have faith. Don't shop it down because I'm preaching good. So while the Middle East trip lasted, I was not taught any lesson. He was busy holding business meetings with the sheiks in Dubai and Kuwait. Sometimes he would go for the whole day without food, but in the morning, he would still be looking very fit. I was very restless on the 4th day, and on the 4th day, he noticed it. Don't tell me that you were feeling homesick because I know that you're not the type that feels that way, he said. I stared at him, wondering how he knew that because I never discussed it with him. What he said is true. As a matter of fact, I never feel homesick. All I know is that in life, there are coincidences as well as strange occurrences. that we cannot put on the table and explain the way we explain mathematical equations. For instance, a bad Sunday morning that my grandmother died, I had left our house in the village around 7 in the morning to play a local seed game at the village square. We were on holiday and my father had taken us to the village so as to get acquainted with village life and to get to know the people there. Though still under 10, I was like Rambo on the loose, going to the stream to fetch water, climbing trees, going into the bush to look for mushrooms, doing all those stuff you cannot do in the city. When we were growing up, my father once in a while gave me that liberty, and I knew how to exploit it to the fullest. 3 hours into the local seed game, I began to feel hungry, and I rushed home with the intention of eating and then coming back to continue with the game. On getting to the house, I discovered that my grandmother had bathed, fed my younger siblings, and put fresh clothes on them. She had also done the same thing for herself, was lying on the bed while I rushed in as if being chased by a mad cow. I told her that I was hungry, but she replied that since I left to the village square early in the morning, I should go there and eat as my younger ones that were in the house had eaten in the house. When I heard that, the urge to go and continue with the game was more than that of staying to plead for food, though fully aware that if I had waited just 5 minutes, being an exceptionally kind woman, she would have risen up and from her bed and given me my own food. But I rushed out immediately to the village square to continue with the game. However, not more than 1 hour later, I heard people crying in our compound and went to find out what was happening. Lo and behold, my grandmother had passed on. People who got to know what transpired between her and myself at her last moments began to attribute my not always being willing to go to the village to what my grandmother told me 5 minutes before she died. But what these people don't know is that as far as I'm concerned, anywhere I am, as long as it is within the shores of Nigeria, it is home to me. To me, Nigeria is the greatest country in the world, and only a fool will want to exchange gold for silver. I cannot trade Nigeria for any other country in the world, no matter the prospects there. I love Nigeria. Yes, I am homesick, I admit it. I want to go home to start something. He smiled knowingly and said, I've been seeing the hunger in your eyes since our last lesson. The desire is written all over your face, but just take it easy. You will soon have your fill and would even be begging for a vacation. So listen to this. This young man who is now being coached and mentored by the richest black man in the world just got confirmation that this man who's been through all of this experience to build wealth, this black billionaire, he says this: I have seen the hunger in your eyes since our last session. The desire is written all over your face. Here's my question. Is the desire for success written all over your face? Is the desire or is the hunger to fix broke or to get out of debt or to build wealth or to rebuild Black Wall Street, is that hunger in your eyes? Is the desire to build your enterprise or your business or your company written all over your face? Is the hunger in your eyes? See, this is what I like to call resolve. And everybody put in the comments below resolve. Because there is a certain resolve, there's a certain resolution, there's a certain countenance, there's a certain level of intensity that comes over the person who knows what they want and are hell-bent on getting it in this world. And too many people talk about what they want, but not enough people show it in their actions and in their behavior that exactly is what they want. Too many people, they know what they want, but it's only a dream. They think it's a fantasy. They don't really believe that it's possible for their dreams to come true. And you can tell it in their eyes. And this is what's funny, because of course, as you get older, you're able to tell this stuff immediately, especially your children. You know when your child is lying. You know when your child is serious about being serious about whatever it is they say they want. You know the difference between a fancy, something that just came up, they just want to start, versus something they're going to be committed to. But for some reason, as we get older, we feel like we're no longer children as it relates to this thing called desire. And I'm sad to tell you, I don't care how old you are. It's easy to pick up on when someone desires something so much that there's no way they cannot acquire it. What is it in your life, black man, black woman, that you desire so much that is written all over your face? What is it that you want to satisfy your life so much that the hunger is shown in your eyes? What do you want? But you have not asked for one in 50 years, I retort. He's talking about vacation. But I'm doing what I love, he protested. It is my blood. It is in my blood. To me, it is fun and business all the way. That's why I feel that I'm exceptionally blessed, because I'm making money doing what I love instead of paying for it. It is just like soccer, crazy youths who, while the lesson would be going on in the class, would sneak out to play football just for the love of it, because it is in their blood. Only for some wealthy people to come and tell them, come and be playing that ball that you love so much for us, and we would be paying you handsomely. Would the chaps not consider themselves lucky, being paid handsomely at the same time being celebrated for doing what they love? I think Christians call that the double portion. Everybody put in the comments below the double portion. The double portion. To get paid handsomely for doing that which it is that you love. But first, it's got to start by figuring out what you love, what you have a passion for. What difference do you want to make in this world? What do you love? See, I think that this has been something that's been on my mind lately, because what I found is that we spend a lot of time talking about what we hate, talking about the things that displease us, talking about the things that annoy us, talking about the things that aren't quite right. We spend a lot of our energy and time talking about those things. And we don't spend enough time talking about the things that we love, talking about the things that we're passionate about, talking about the things that bring us joy, talking about the things that make us happy. We spend more time, more of our energy on that which we hate, and not enough energy on that which we love. Do you see a problem with that? That we would allow this world, this negative world, to catch us up in negativity. And even though we talk about what we hate, we don't understand just by talking about it, we attract more of what we hate. And the same could be said that if we talk more about what we love, we'll start to attract more of what we love. Why? Because the principle is simple. The power of life and death is in the tongue. What do you spend your day discussing, having conversation about, dialoguing with other people about? Is it more about what you love or more about what you hate? What are you consuming by your own conversation? You attract to yourself what you talk about. Not even realizing this, universal law that's having an impact on your life. And just because you're ignorant of the law does not mean that you're not affected by the law. Are you a person that spends more time engulfed in what you hate and not enough time on what you love? See, love attracts. Hate casts off. Hate abhors. Hate separates. Love brings together. Love is glue. Hate is repellent. Why would we spend so much of our energy focusing on what we hate? Think about all of these things. I really want you to think about this for a second. In the comments below, I want you to put one, let's just say one characteristic, one attitude, one adjective that describes something that people have in their life because of hate. For example, skepticism is a form of hate, not a form of love. You're skeptical because of fear. Fear is a form of hate, not a form of love. See, faith is a form of love. To believe is a form of love. To hope is a form of love. To wish is a form of love. But I think depression is a form of hate. Thank you. Right? I mean, and we can really keep it simple. Love and hate. What's something else that's a form of hate that we allow to be rampant in our life, and we don't even realize that we're attracting more of what we don't want because of our disposition here in this earth? Right? It's a form of hate. We can jazz it up all we want, but it's a form of hate. Some of us hate ourselves, got low self-esteem. We don't believe in ourselves. We lack confidence. Fear is a form of hate. Faith is a form of love. Now, are you willing to walk out these doors today walking in love? Doubt, form of hate. It's a form of hate. Let's see, man. This is a long chapter. Stress. Where's that stress coming from? Now, LaShonda is just super awesome, man. I was on. We got a mastermind group going on, and we're talking about progress in the last 2 weeks. LaShonda just launched her new business. Her new business is flying off the charts. She got in the business, I don't know, maybe this weekend, and got her first batch of stuff, and I think she's almost sold out. I mean, it's absolutely, and she was telling me yesterday that it's very similar to the book. She was telling me yesterday that she didn't before she got started, she didn't believe that she could do it. Isn't that what you say, LaShonda? Said, I didn't really believe that I could do it. But here's the thing. Here's what I want. Here's the lesson. She's like, I didn't believe that I could do it. And so when I start teaching her how she could turn money over, she can make money increase by doing something. She's not, I mean, she said she did not believe that she could do it. But here's what's beautiful about, even though she didn't really have the confidence that she could do it, she tried it anyway. So even though she lacked some confidence even though she lacked confidence, she still had courage. That's a very interesting place. Even though she lacked some confidence, she still had courage. Now, here's why I'm saying it this way. Because the lack of confidence is a form of hate, disbelief. But courage is a form of love. And here's the lesson. Love will always overcome hate. Love is the greatest emotion. It's the greatest factor in this earth. And it will always overcome hate. So her lack of confidence was a form of hate within herself. But her courage was a form of love that she had to go ahead and try it anyway. And her courage, which is love, overcame her hate or her lack of confidence. You get that? So I don't know who I'm talking to this morning. I don't know where you might be in life. But what I do know is this, that love conquers all. And if you just walk in love, and we're trying to share some things with you today, trust, obedience, confidence, courage, boldness, faith, hope, all this stuff, it will overcome. It will conquer whatever hate that you have in your life for yourself. The doubt, the stress, the depression, the anxiety, the worry. Love conquers all. See, no one really taught me about this as relates to what we're talking about today. Of course, it's easy to talk about it as it relates to a relationship. But sometimes the relationship that we really need to talk about is the relationship that we have with our own self-identity. So I didn't know how to do it, but I knew I had to try. And because she tried, 48 hours later, she sold out. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that an amazing story from your sister? She didn't know how to do it, but she knew she had to try. She didn't have all of the ducks lined up. She didn't know all the instructions. She didn't know all the steps from 1 to 25, but she knew she had to try. And because she tried, operating out of courage, which is a form of love, love took over from there. And 48 hours later, she was sold out. I don't know who that's for this morning, but it's for somebody to get it. Because there's something that you're faced with right now that you might not know how to do. But the question is, will you try it anyway? Because at the end of the day, you can keep doing what you always been doing, and you can keep getting what you always been getting. Or you can say, what? I see a new opportunity. I don't know how to do it, but I'm willing to try it anyway, and I'm going to let love take care of the rest. I'm going to end right here, guys. I don't know how long we're going to be going through this chapter 3 because it's a lot of stuff in here. At this time, I like to know from you, those that have watched the whole presentation, I know some people going to work and things like that. What are your takeaways from today? What is it that you learned today? What is it that had an impact in your life that's going to change your life forever as we read through the book or the lessons from the richest black man in the world? See, we don't do this for nothing. We do this book club in hopes that it will spark you into action, that it will change something on the inside of you, and it'll help you to become a better person. You and I, right? So in the comments below right now, let us know, what did you learn today? What is your takeaway from what we've discussed today? Let us know. That way we know we're making some progress. And success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. As long as you know what you want, and you know, as long as you know what you want, and you're going to make steps towards getting there today, then today will be a success. And all you got to do is have success each and every day. And you will be amazed. You'll be amazed at how quickly your life will blossom simply because you had the courage to try. So what did you learn today, guys? Of course, what I like for you to do is just consider coming on over to my business page, leaving a review about your experience, your ERGJ experience. This is a way that you can exchange value for value. Hopefully, you see that I'm pouring into you this morning, and that's a way that you can exchange and pour right back by leaving a review on my business page. Well, we made a couple of offers available to you today. We got the African Pride collection. This is custom jewelry for the New Black Wall Street Book Club. We got the African Pride bookmark that you can get here. It's your red, black, and green RBG. You can get it for $10. You got your African symbol and your ankh on one side. That's the book jewelry. And then we got your wrist jewelry. We got your African Pride bracelet, RBG, and your bead colors with your African symbol on as well. You get the book jewelry for $10. You can get the wrist jewelry for $15. You might as well go ahead and get both, and you can get those for $25. This is how you support. You know, this is how you support something like this. You say, you know what? It's been a blessing, and I'm going to get something out of it, and I'm going to give something in return. Of course, if you do want to order anything, all you got to do is just inbox me or just message me at one of my business pages. We'll make sure we get that thing out to you ASAP Rocky. Kelvin said, operate in love, and you will overcome. Absolutely, brother. LaShonda said, don't let the hates of the other people influence you to hate yourself. Always follow your dreams and make those dreams become your reality. Imagine. I can just imagine, LaShonda, where you're going to be a year from now. All because you had the courage to try something even though you didn't know how to do it. That's called childlike faith. The courage to try something even when you don't know how to do it. And look, it just works itself out. I don't know how, but that's just what it does. Well, guys, this is the New Black Wall Street Book Club, and I'm your host, ERGJ, your certified financial educator, founder of New Black Wall Street, founder of New Black Wall Street Book Club. Hopefully you are enjoying the reading of Dangote's 10 Commandments of Money. We are still into law or commandment number 3. Hopefully we can finish this up tomorrow. I might have to speed read through the rest. If we don't finish it, it's going to be up to you to finish it, okay? Because we stopping tomorrow. We're going to move on to law number 4 on Monday. So if you don't got the book, get the book. I still need to add this thing. Make sure I get this thing added to my website. You can go to ergj.net. I'm going to get it added right now. I'm stop procrastinating. Let me get it added. So if you want to go through my business page, my website in order to get the book, give me some credit for recommending the book. You can do that. Get it on your own. Get the PDF file. Whatever you got to do. Just make sure you get caught up over the weekend. We only been through we're only going through the commandments number 3. Okay, so you got time to catch up. And in that way, if you don't have the book by Monday, you can be ready to rock and roll as we start moving into commandment number 4. But we're going to stop on commandment number 3 tomorrow. If we don't finish it, that's just it. We're going to move on because you need to read the book for yourself anyway. At the end of the day, that's just what you need to do. So anyway, guys, this is the ERGJ, certified financial educator. I want to remind you of this, that it takes a village, but it starts with us. Let's build Black wealth together. Have a terrific Thursday. I'll talk to you soon.
New Black. It's the New Black Wall Street Book Club. New Black Wall Street. With your host, Evan Jefferson. It's time for us to go. Yeah. Now, you ain't got to leave the computer. But we encourage you to get out there and learn and apply all the things you learn at the New Black Wall Street Book Club.